My name is Kioma. 10 years ago, my world crumbled in a single night. I had everything: a loving fiance, Chinedu, a family that was my pride, and a future that looked so bright. But it all shattered, all because of a lie created by the very people I trusted the most. That night I lost everything. Chinedu walked out of my life, and my family turned their back on me. I was framed, betrayed, but now I'm back, and this time the truth will be heard. When I lost Chinedu, I lost myself. But Chisom, my son, has been my light in the darkness, and for him, I have to fix this. For him, I need to fight. This is my story. In the bustling city of Lagos, where the streets never sleep and secrets hide in every corner, one woman returns to reclaim what was once hers. But will she find redemption, or will betrayal keep her down forever? Chinedu sits in his office looking at an old picture of him and Kioma from happier days. His face is full of regret. I loved Kioma more than anything. She was my world. But on the day of our wedding, I was told she had betrayed me. I believed it without a second thought. I walked away from the woman who was my everything, angry, hurt, and broken. For 10 years, I tried to forget her, but forgetting Kioma, it was impossible. Now I know the truth. I was blind to what was really happening. What can I do now? How can I get Kioma back? He said to himself. Years back, Ngozi, Kioma's sister, framed her out of jealousy. She had always felt overshadowed by Kioma, who seemed to have everything: love, admiration, and a bright future. This jealousy drove Ngozi to team up with Ijoma, a friend who shared her malicious intentions. Together they framed Kioma, planting the seeds of betrayal on the eve of Kioma's wedding to Chinedu. Their plot was successful, causing Koyoma's life to unravel, leading to Chinedu leaving her and the family turning their backs on her. After 10 years of exile and suffering, Kioma finally returns to Lagos, determined to clear her name and uncover the truth. Her reappearance begins to stir old feelings and suspicions, particularly for Chinedu, who never fully moved on from her. He starts to question the events of that fateful night and what really happened, doubting the narrative he had been fed. As Kioma returns, Ngozi's husband, Ekene, begins noticing the cracks in Ngozi's behavior. He feels the distance between them and suspects that something deeper has been troubling his wife. Over time, Ekene starts to piece together that Ngozi has been hiding something significant. His suspicions grow stronger as he observes her nervousness and anxiety about Kayoma's return. Ngozi's friend Ijoma, the co-conspirator in the plot against Kioma, becomes overconfident, believing that her secret will remain buried forever. However, as Kioma returns and begins asking questions, Ijoma's arrogance starts to falter. In an attempt to boast about her role in destroying Chioma's life, Ijoma lets slip a few crucial details in casual conversations with mutual friends. Rumors begin to circulate, and these details make their way to Kinedu and Ekene, further raising suspicion about Ngozi's role in the betrayal. Ekene, Ngozi's husband, now fully aware that Ngozi had a hand in sabotaging Kioma's life, confronts her. He demands the truth, and under pressure, Ngozi breaks down. Her guilt overwhelms her as she confesses to her role in framing her sister, admitting that it was jealousy and resentment that drove her to do it. This confession crushes Ekene, who realizes that the woman he loved and trusted had been living a lie for all these years. Now he has to choose. Do I stay loyal to Ngozi, or do I fight for what's right? Ekene turns away, his fists clenched. He pulls out his phone and makes a call. They met at the small bar on the outskirts of the city. They met at the bar as Kioma enters the bar, and as she scans the room, locks eyes with Ekene sitting alone at a table. Her heart skips a beat. She hasn't spoken to him in years, and she feels an immediate sense of unease. She wonders what he knows, if anything, about what really happened to her. Ekene looks up from his drink and meets her gaze. His face is clouded with emotion, guilt, regret, and a sense of duty. He waves her over, signaling for her to join him. Kioma walks over to the table, her guard up, unsure of what to expect. They sit in uncomfortable silence at first, each one unsure how to begin. Ekene looks at Kioma, clearly struggling with what he needs to say. He starts with something simple. It's been a long time, Kioma. His voice soft but strained. Chioma nods, her voice steady but cautious. It has. How's Ngozi? The question is deliberate, filled with layers of meaning. She needs to know if he's aware of the lies that destroyed her life. Ekene's face tightens at the mention of Ngozi's name. He sighs deeply, avoiding her eyes for a moment before responding. That's why I wanted to talk to you. Ekene leans forward, his voice lowering as he speaks. Chioma, there's something I need to tell you, something I should have known a long time ago. I've been I've been living a lie. Ngozi hasn't been honest with me, with any of us. Chioma's heart races. She grips her glass tightly, bracing herself for what's to come. What do you mean? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper, though she already senses the answer. Ekene looks her straight in the eyes, guilt flooding his expression. Ngozi and Ijoma, they set you up. The night before your wedding, they framed you. They made it look like you were unfaithful to Chinedu. It was all a lie. Kioma, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. The words hit Chioma like a punch to the gut. For a moment, she couldn't speak. Her chest tightens and her hands start to tremble. She had always suspected that Ngozi was involved, but hearing it confirmed breaks her heart all over again. They framed me? Kioma's voice cracks as she struggles to process the betrayal. Ngozi, my own sister, did this to me. Ekene nods, his face filled with regret. She was jealous. She felt like she was always in your shadow and she couldn't stand it. I didn't see it at the time, but looking back now, it all makes sense. I should have questioned it. I should have asked more. Kioma leans back in her chair, overwhelmed by the revelation. Tears well up in her eyes, but she refuses to let them fall. All these years, she murmurs, more to herself than to Iken. I lost everything. I lost Chinedu. I lost my family, all because of Ngozi's jealousy. Ekene reaches out, but Kioma pulls back, her emotions too raw to accept any comfort. I'm so sorry, Kioma. I should have been there for you. I let you down. Chioma shakes her head, her voice trembling. You didn't know, Ekan. None of you knew. But now that I do, I don't even know where to begin. Ekene's voice is thick with emotion. If I could go back and change things, I would. I would have asked questions. I would have stood by you. But all I can do now is help you get the truth out. Ngozi needs to face the consequences of what she's done. Kioma looks at him, her eyes filled with a mix of gratitude and pain. You didn't betray me, Ekene. Ngozi did. But knowing the truth now, it doesn't make it hurt any less. Kioma takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. I came back to Lagos to get answers, and now I have them. But this is bigger than me. Ngozi didn't just betray me. She betrayed all of us, and she has to answer for it. Ekene nods, his resolve firming. You're right. We have to confront her. She can't hide from this anymore. Kioma's expression hardens as she finally comes to terms with what must be done. I'll face her, but I need to do it on my own terms. Chioma stands, her face set with determination. Thank you, Ekene, for telling me the truth. It's more than I got from my own sister. Ekene rises with her, his guilt still heavy, but there's a sense of relief in knowing that Kioma no longer carries this burden alone. Whatever you need, Kioma, I'm here. I owe you that much. Kioma gives him a small, sad smile. I'll let you know, but for now, I need to figure out how to handle this. As Kioma walks out of the bar, her mind is racing with thoughts of what to do next. The truth has set her free in some ways, but it has also opened up a new wound. She knows that confronting Ngozi will not be easy, but it's a step she must take if she's ever going to move forward. Chioma returns to her godmother's house. Her young son, Chizom, plays in the backyard. Her grandmother, Mama Amina, pulls her in for a tight hug, whispering words of encouragement. Chioma, you are like a daughter to me. I watched you grow, saw your spirit shine so brightly. When you fell, my heart broke. Now you are back, and I pray that the truth will finally come out. But the past has a way of holding on to us. Kyomas, with tears in her eyes, explained her sister Ngozi betrayal to their grandmother as her son Chisom's watches. I don't know why mommy is sad sometimes, but I always try to make her smile. I ask God to bring daddy home to us. Maybe one day he'll come, little Chisom said to himself. The next day, Kioma confronted Ngozi in the presence of Ekene and Chinedu at the family mansion. I know the truth now, Ngozi. You and Ijoma destroyed everything I had. Ngozi pleaded, Kioma, please. I never meant for it to go this far. I was desperate. Ngozi, how could you? You made me lost everything. My family, my husband, my happiness. Was it worth it? Said Kioma. Ngozi fell to her knees sobbing. Ekene looked down at her. You didn't just betray Kioma, Ngozi. You betrayed all of us. But now it's time to make things right. Ekene walked away, leaving her behind. Chinedu approaches Kioma with humility and sorrow. Kioma, I'm sorry. I failed you. I should have believed in you, trusted you. Instead, I let my anger and my pride drive me away from the woman I loved. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you, for the pain I caused. But I'm here now, and I need you to know that I'm ready to fight for us, for the family we could have been. Chinedu, you weren't the only one who was hurt. I lost everything that night, my family, my future, and you. For years, I carried that pain, thinking I had been abandoned by the one person who should have believed in me. But I know now that you were lied to, just like I was. I forgive you, Chinedu. I have to. For my own sake, for Chisom's sake, for our future, said Kioma. Chinedu is overwhelmed by Kioma's forgiveness. He knows it won't be easy to rebuild what they once had, but he is committed to earning back her trust. He vows to never let doubt or pride come between them again. For Kioma, the act of forgiveness brings a sense of peace that she hasn't felt in years. The burden of the past is lifted, and though the road ahead may still be difficult, she feels hopeful for the first time in a long time. In the end, it wasn't just about love or betrayal, it was about the truth. A truth that had been buried for so long. Now that it's out, we can finally begin to heal. Chinedu and I have a long road ahead, but we'll walk it together for Chizom, for us, for the family we almost lost. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heart-wrenching tales from the heart of Africa. Stay tuned for more stories of love, loyalty, and redemption, where no matter how deep the fall, there's always a chance to rise.